do the time, don't do the crime. Okay, time's up.
No. They not like us. No. They not like us. What? They not like us. No.
If any of you need anything at all, too bad. Deal with your problems yourselves like adults.
I'd like to thank me. I know what I have been dealing with, and I just want to thank me for always believing in me. And
last but not least, I want to thank me. I want to thank me for believing in me. I want to thank me for doing all this hard work. I want to thank me for having no days off.
Double Deuces, Bago Boogo.
What's up, buddy? How's it going?
Cheers. So what are we going to talk about today?
All right, today's date is March 7th. We are on episode number 13 today. Last time we recorded was about, exactly a month ago. February 7th.
We're getting more consistent.
A little more consistency. All right, today's on the warm-up. We talk about the Sunshine Double. It's underway. Indian Wells in the desert. Happening right now on the TV.
Miami in 2 weeks.
Yep. US Open. Mixed doubles. Made some changes. We'll talk about that.
Mixing it up.
A little bit of player spotlight. We'll have our Court to Camera, Average Joe's local tennis segment, and so much more. So before we continue, hit that like button, comment, share.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends, subscribe. It really helps the channel. Support us on Buy Me a Coffee. I'll put the QR code somewhere on the screen, and I'll have the audio available wherever you get your podcasts. All right. So,
Indian Wells has begun.
Indian
a couple
Wells.
days in. So they're 3 hours behind us, which it starts 2 p.m. our time, and it goes pretty late. So I've been falling asleep watching it the last 2 nights.
Already a couple notable, like Kyrgios, he kind of had to retire.
Yeah,
yesterday.
I mean, he showed on social media that he was struggling at a practice with his wrist. And I mean, it's his entire career he's always been hurt. He doesn't really train that hard. That's why he gets hurt, right? A wrist injury in tennis is like...
Yeah, no good.
No one comes back from that, really.
No. And then
Osaka, I saw that match. She just...
Early exit, too.
I'm wondering how much she's going to continue if she's not seeing success.
Didn't they both say beginning of the year, before Australia or around Australia, if they don't do well, they'll probably just walk away from tennis? Didn't they both say that?
I think so. I mean, they both have a lot of money. She's got a baby. He thinks he's going to be like this media personality. He's got the show.
Good Trouble. Yeah, okay. But it's on her network, so that's kind of funny, right?
What do you mean?
She owns the production
company.
Yeah,
they work together, right?
Yeah, it's her company that does that whole production and stuff. So,
and I think she's already accomplished. She's got the majors. She's, so maybe she just wants to be a mom. It's a lot of work and time. And
yeah, we'll see what happens.
Away from your kid.
I haven't really watched it other than clips, and it's on right now. Or like Zverev is playing Greek Sport, and it's a set apiece. 2-all in the third. All right, I
love Kyrgios. I hope he continues to play. He's fun, but now he's, I think he definitely has a wild card. It's not like he qualified to get into this, and I think there's protected rankings. And
he's a little protected rankings.
Maybe he'll get into these majors, and let's see. But he's going to be facing tough opponents, and
I feel like it's wide open. I mean, both men and women, it's a little wide open right now. I don't even know who to...
Let's talk a little bit about the facility.
Yeah, okay. So, Tennis Paradise.
Yeah. I'm dying to go there. It looks amazing. Yeah. It's owned by Larry Ellison, one of the richest men in the world, who owns Oracle. And I think he just spares no expense for the fans and the players. That's why everyone loves it, because he doesn't have to make money on this.
Right, exactly.
And the location is higher in altitude, so the balls are quicker.
Yeah, so I think we know where you're going. So like they made a change, right? They went with the same surface as the Miami Open and US Open.
So there's different companies that do this surfacing.
Yeah, so it's Lake, I don't know, I can't remember the name. I'll put it on the screen or something. But yeah, so it's the same surface, but it's supposed to be faster. But again, you can't change the environments. It's different.
So they change how much sand they put in the paint or something like that to make it grippy. I believe that's what they do. Like, so it's like less sand the quicker it is. But they said that they want to have uniform type of speed with Miami, Indian Wells, Miami, and
all
then the U.S. Open.
All the hard court. Yeah.
Oh, every hard court?
I think they want all the hard
like
court.
Like the U.S. Open series or whatever?
Yeah, like Cincinnati. Well, I mean, you can't control what Canada does, but
no, but they're part of like it's called like the U.S. Open series, I think.
Well, I think they did that as a marketing ploy to like the lead up. Because there's all those right there. Cincinnati, there's Rogers Open, and or whatever it's in Canada, and then all those tournaments. Charleston, maybe I get the one Charleston wrong, but any event, there's a bunch of them, right? Like right before the U.S. Open, and I felt like that was a marketing thing, but I think for the court surface thing, it sounds like they want all the U.S. hard courts to be the same surface, to uniform it. I don't know why.
I think would be cool. It just seems like the grass, the clay, and the hard court are all similar because I guess the ATP players, the men's players were just serving so hard. It was serve +1 all the time, and there wasn't a lot of rallies.
Right.
And when Sampras played, and
yeah.
I think they made that change to make the rallies. But then the players complain, and I don't know. I kind of like it gives people that are like hard hitters, and more upsets. Because you can't defend as well. And then the winners...
You mean you like it a little slower?
I like it faster.
Oh, you like it faster?
Yes.
Right.
And I want different styles. Like, all right, clay, let's make the clay slow. Let's make the grass. And then let's have maybe some courts that are slow and some are fast. But...
I think you'll have some better volleyers then. Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I like. I want different styles of play, you know?
So maybe, if not, and I've heard this on other podcasts when they talk about the surface, maybe it shouldn't be uniform. Maybe it should be unique. The way I kind of see it is like a golf course isn't the same.
Same with baseball. Like the stadiums are all different.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the balls that we all want the same.
That's another subject, but the surface there traditionally is supposed to be the ball goes through the air, but then it's a higher bounce off the surface.
Right. Slower.
I like that too. So I like it highlights the kick, it highlights the topspin. And it just seemed the tournament's only been a couple days, but super windy, and
it's so the conditions are so different. I mean,
it can be hot, and then it can be cold.
Right? Immediately, you get from
You're
like
in the desert at night.
Yeah, you get like people in their hoodies and all bundled up to people like just trying to stay cool.
Yeah, I mean, we're watching it as we're doing this, and then the flags are moving there, so. I mean, like just playing, wind is like the most difficult element.
Yeah. So I didn't really look at the draw. I don't know if you want to talk about it all, but I mean, do you have any favorites?
What I think is Sinner was the dominant player, and now he's on suspension. So, and then Alcaraz seems to be, over the last few years, the second best player. He's won this tournament twice, but he hasn't been like. Maybe we're just too used to domination with the big three and Novak, and I think. Are we just headed more for parity?
I think so, because I mean, what our top 4 seeds are Zverev, Ruud, Fritz.
Did not play well.
Yeah.
And Fritz is injured. He's got an ab injury. He has not been playing much.
Right. And Alcaraz. Those are your top 4 in this
right.
at Indian Wells.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's wide open. I
feel like Alcaraz is the favorite, but he is not. He is inconsistent with like taking a set off or just kind of losing to people that he shouldn't lose to. I mean, obviously he's still one of the best in the world. He's won it the last 2 years and winning it 3 years in a row. But I agree with you. Who's hot? Tsitsipas is just won a tournament. He's been playing well. And if it's a slower court and a high bouncer, that favors him, like because it's similar to a clay.
I mean, like talking about Tsitsipas, I mean, what was that one tournament? He kind of lost early. Then he turns around and wins the next one.
Yeah.
You know, and then you had Rublev do something similar where he was losing. All of a sudden, he's gaining some confidence.
Right.
They're all up and down right now. I don't have a favorite. I mean, yeah, you can always say an Alcaraz is.
I would say Alcaraz is the favorite.
Alcaraz is going to be a favorite, but if you look at the rest of the player field, I bet you no one expected Djokovic to play this tournament either.
Well,
on top of all that,
posted like that he tore his hamstring what, 6 weeks ago? That was late January.
He was supposed to be out a lot longer than this.
Yeah,
and then he was supposed to, like most people thought he wasn't going to play until there was clay on the ground. And
right.
Now he's like, I'm in.
Well, he had some. I think he's sponsored by Emirates, so he had some kind of obligation to play in the Middle East there.
Oh, right. But other than that.
Well, yeah. I mean, Murray's back on the bag.
Right? Yeah, he's out there with him. That's awesome. That's good to see.
Yeah. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think it's wide open. I think Alcaraz is a favorite, but not a heavy favorite.
Not a heavy favorite. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's not a heavy favorite. Like, it's wide open. I feel like anyone could win this tournament. And with the surface change, I kind of want to see how some of these players go, how they do in the next round or two, right? Just to see, because it's wide open.
Yeah.
And then right after this, I mean, this is just starting in Indian Wells, and we have Miami in our backyard, so to speak, coming up.
We gotta go.
We gotta check it out, see what's going on, and again, I feel like the same way. I don't know what that will look like. It's really early. I think
usually the American players are more comfortable playing in the U.S. I mean, that gives them a little bit of an advantage, I feel.
I feel like
a lot of the tennis players live in Florida just in general.
Well, they're either here,
from the US.
They're either here or they're over where Indian Wells is, right? They're either in California, which is what? 3 hours
the U.S. The U.S. player.
Yeah. So both of these are like home tournaments.
Right. And then the Europeans live in Monte Carlo. Or the Middle East.
Yeah. So.
And then the women's, same thing. I mean, no one's really been. Iga has not been winning. Anna Samova, I mean, she's back in the play, and she.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really look at the draw.
We'll talk about her a little bit later.
Yeah, but I mean, you got.
Coco Gauff is not having a great 2025.
She's not standout. But then it'll be interesting to see what our
Sabalenka has.
Sabalenka has been up and down, but is Madison Keys going to have a standout again?
She hasn't played since
Australia.
Yeah,
she got ousted, or not ousted, but she was not allowed to play. Was it Austin or was it? There was one of these tournaments she wasn't allowed to play because her ranking got shut up. I didn't put it in the notes, but. Like, what tournament was it that Emma Navarro just won? Did you see that?
That was Austin. No, not Austin. It was
Acapulco or somewhere.
Merida, Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah.
She won her finals 0-0.
Yeah. I still don't think she's like a contender to win it all. I think there's like, 5 or 6 women, and she's consistent, and she's up there. She'll probably be like top 5 now or something, or she's definitely in top 10. Especially
she's getting up there. I mean, she's super. She's. I feel like she's easily a top 10 player, just with all the wins and the things she does and what she accomplishes. But getting that next, like what Keys did in Australia, I don't know.
I think you have to go with Iga because if you got wins, she plays with a lot of margin, and you have to have good footwork when it's windy, and Sabalenka shots, are more prone to conditions, and then the kick, she hits with like a lot of. She's got a heavy ball. She hits with a lot of spin, so. I think that favors her. Then, it's not a court for big hitters if it's slower.
Well, it's supposed to be faster now.
Oh,
right?
it's faster. Okay.
It's supposed to this
Faster and high bounce and more bounce.
That's allegedly what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because of the conditions. It's not like Miami where it's going to be, or Florida where it's going to be super humid. It's just the way the air is. But yeah, the surface itself is supposed to be faster than, I don't know, like, I saw some of the posts from some of the pros, and like Medvedev says I can't tell the difference, and Iga says I can't really tell the difference.
Okay.
But that's just like early practicing, doing drills and getting ready and getting used to the surface. I think the tall tale will be maybe after this week, see who kind of makes it through a second week, and how they're handling the court change. But I don't know, it's way too early to tell for me. And
I mean, talk about a difference. Miami, we're in a parking lot of a football stadium, and this place is just like manicured, gorgeous resort. We're in Miami Gardens, which is a dump, and you got the courts in the parking lot, and then there's a grandstand, and then they wall off half a football stadium compared to this tennis facility in the desert in Palm Springs, which is a resort-like, similar to Vegas, with entertainment and gambling.
it's crazy.
Yeah, we got to get out there.
So that's the whole, early to
Couple
really
days
dig
in.
into
Yeah, we're only a
Indian
couple-
Wells.
They started Wednesday.
Yeah,
Friday.
and we'll see how this week goes.
Yeah.
And who gets in the second week, and interesting to see what happens. U.S. Open makes some changes to mixed doubles. What do you think about this?
Mixing it up. So they are doing fast four format, which means you win a set, you win 4 games, or what does fast four mean?
First of 4 games,
So
win by, I don't know, you might
you have to
do
win by 2?
I would admit, or I think you do a tie break at like maybe 4s or something like
Okay.
that.
And they're doing it
They're doing it.
before the week before, which is Fan Week now.
Yeah, they're doing it during Fan Week.
Fan Week and Qualies.
Yeah,
Well, Fan Week is Qualies.
Fan Week is qualies.
But they moved the Qualies. They have everyone going for free, and then they have some exhibitions for kids and stuff like that.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to have this mixed thing. Well, okay, so back up. For the mixed thing, there's no points, right? There's no points for mixed. You're playing for money, so it's an exo, I feel like. And I think other people have said it's pretty much an exhibition.
Yeah.
Right? So it's $1 million purse, right, for the whole thing. Yes, the scoring is to be quick. It's fast 4. 2 out of 3 sets, but you play to 4, and I assume it's a tie break if you're tied up.
And then the finals is a
Normal
proper match.
Yeah, normal 2 out of 3.
So they're doing that to entice singles players. They want
Yeah.
big names. They want singles players to play this.
Yeah.
And you get in on their singles ranking, right?
You get in by your singles ranking, so it's 8.
And
so
there's 16 teams?
16 teams.
Okay. Some wild cards.
8 of them are wild cards.
Okay.
And then the other half are all based on ranking. So obviously, it's to get butts and seats.
Right.
It's to get people to come in. I think I like it because I like the idea of the Fan Week, right? You get to see the pros, you get to see some qualies.
Qualies, yeah.
Right? And you don't have to pay anything. Now, I bet you they'll charge tickets for this, but I don't know. I'd be surprised if they don't. Maybe, like, farther in, they'll charge tickets, or maybe you get access to everywhere, but like Miami does, right?
Yeah.
You can get everywhere but the stadium for an extra fee.
Yeah.
So they'll probably just have it there. And at 4 games, you can probably churn them out. Fast 4, you can churn those matches out in like
hour and 10?
probably quicker than that.
Quicker than that?
I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. You could have long points, but I mean, yeah, I feel like maybe at most an hour and a half.
So people are up in arms because it's not the traditional way. The double specialists they get screwed. Mm-hmm. But we're fans, so we don't care. We want to see Taylor Fritz in this. We want to see Tiafoe. We want to see Coco Gauff playing this.
And you know what? They did this. They do this at Indian Wells. They call it the Eisenhower Cup. It happened, you know, right before actual play. You had the teams were the top players. Raducanu and Taylor Fritz were a team. Madsen, Keys, and Tommy Paul. Casperoo and Soccer, Emma Navarro and Bill Shelton.
I think they're getting paid just to play, whereas I think the U.S. Open is.
Well, it's the same thing, isn't it? I mean, like, yes, you're paying.
Why? You're getting money round by round that you
Well, okay, so like this Eisenhower Cup, which is a mixed thing, it was a tiebreak, right? You played a 10-point tiebreak.
Everyone played in one night, though, right?
Well, it was a tiebreak.
Like
so, yeah, you're not going to... How long is a tiebreak?
Yeah.
It's an exo, right? So, yeah, fast forward is a little longer, but yeah, the winner, they got $200K. The winner of that.
Hey, you're right. More butts in the seats.
Yeah.
No one watches mixed now.
Who watches?
Is it a legit championship Grand Slam? No, but I mean, you'll have the
money.
trophy.
$1 million.
And it's money.
$1 million.
Yeah.
$500,000 each player.
I
Come on.
understand the traditionalists and the doubles getting pissed, but I'm sorry, like, no one's there to watch mixed. No one cares. And
I like it.
Now we'll care.
I like it. Miami Open needs to do something. Miami Open, come on. You're coming around the corner. Do something fun. Give me a reason to show up early.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not going to happen. I like the move, but we'll see what happens later on. I like this idea. I want to see other tournaments do something similar.
You gotta mix stuff up, you know.
Yeah.
And make it more fan friendly. This is.
I dig it.
I mean, let's talk about doubles a little bit more. I mean,
Sure.
most people play doubles.
Yeah.
And when you go live, we've watched it several times. I've been up for. It's pretty exciting live. To me, I can't watch it on TV. It just doesn't. Do you feel that way? Maybe because it's just like so fast live and like. Yeah. And then the other thing that I kind of relate to is women's doubles is more how we play doubles. I can relate to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's much slower. The women's doubles players, like their second serves are real slow. Like they're not.
Men's doubles is tough. It's.
They're just hitting bombs.
They're hitting bombs. Yeah. They're nailing the ball, and they're taking on those volleys like no one's business. It's something cool to work up to and to look up to and kind of, hey, maybe I can do that if I work at it.
But back in the day, like Navratilova would play. And
they all did.
John McEnroe, and I get it's just too much stress on the body. That's why they're probably doing the fast four.
Well, they don't want those. They're trying to attract the best players to do this to get butts and seats, right? Right. You don't want to wear that player out. Yeah. You just want something that's kind of competitive and fun for the fans to see, you know, and I don't know. I mean,
but 16, they're getting competitive reps. It's better than practice.
16 teams, that's not a lot. That's like, what, 3 or 4 rounds? I mean, come on. Yeah. It'll be done in like a few days.
Yeah. As fans, I'm giving it a thumbs up. I think it's going to be great. And we'll see how much they care. If they care, it'll be even more. But if they're just kind of treating it like an XO,
I think it's going to be half and half.
You think it's half and half?
Did you watch any of the one before Indian Wells at all? That's the tiebreak one. Oh, they had some pretty good points, but they still had fun.
Yeah, but they're mic'd up. They
weren't mic'd up.
They're not going all out, right? If they're going all out, like Taylor Fritz is like ripping his forehand at the woman, like, you know what I mean? Like
there was a fun clip. It was a cross court battle between Keys and Rude, and it looked like they were kind of going at it.
Okay,
but
I mean, she's the only one that can hit with a man because she hits the hardest.
I mean, I just think it's obviously the money motivation, right? Like it's $200K was the prize before Indian Wells.
Okay.
$1 million. How much more motivated are you going to be?
And fast four.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it's a good idea. I see the counterpoint, but sorry, no one cares.
It's not for points. It's always been if there was a point system for mixed, then maybe, but it's not. Yeah. All right, so there's a few player standouts that we were.
Who's hot?
Who's hot? So Anna Samova, she's
hot looking, and she's just hot. She's been hot playing, man.
she won Doha. She beat Penko.
Yeah.
There was an interesting stat I saw.
You know, she came on the scene as a teenager. I might have told this story, or I might have told it to you private, but she lives in the Miami Beach area. I went to a public court, and she was there practicing next to me on the court.
Oh, that's cool.
So she's like my size. I'm 6'1". You know, beautiful girl and everything. We weren't like stalking her, but the way that she hits a tennis ball, like how clean every shot is, and the drills, it was during COVID, so I've always rooted for her. I know she's born in New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey, but you know, she's Russian or whatever. Her parents were Russian.
Right.
And then I know her dad passed away, who was really involved in her development. And then she just like was all stressed out, and
she took a break, right? She took a break from tennis.
Yeah, and then you follow her, and she's like doing all like the rich people thing in Miami, like on yachts and like, you know, all this stuff. And I was like, okay, it's like, she just done with tennis, and it was cool to see her come back and win. She is the
first American woman to win the Qatar Open since 2002.
Her backhand is amazing.
Yeah, last one to do it was Monica Seles.
Yeah,
that's pretty good company. Kind of a side journey. I saw this? Was her coach Darren Cahill before she took a break or something? Do you know anything about this?
I don't know. Did he commit and then?
What's this I saw this post on X or Twitter. It says poetic justice to see Amanda thriving and winning her biggest title on the same day Darren Cahill, the man who abandoned her for another player and pretty much stalled her career, gets the same player suspended for doping.
I don't know. That doesn't seem fair. He didn't stall her career.
I'm like, what? I have no idea. I'm like, what did I miss this drama?
Yeah.
What the heck is going on here?
Well, everyone wants him as a coach. You know, he Coach Halep, everyone he's coached has won.
Yeah, he's a good coach. I just didn't know what the heck that was about. But whatever. Okay, so the hype. Fonseca.
So he's 19?
18.
All right. I think people got to slow the roll. Like, yeah, Nadal, all these players, they're good when they're teenagers, but we hype all these guys up, and then if they don't win right away, it's like, oh no, everyone's penciling this guy in as like the top three already.
The next Guga. Brazil needs this apparently.
He's exciting. Have you seen him play? He's got a huge forehand.
Every highlight I see, he's just hitting this monster forehand no one can get to.
I just don't know if he's as athletic as these other guys with like his movement and his like physical like.
I think so. I mean? He's kind of a sizable guy, and he's fast, and he's got a lot of power, and that was Sinner. So that's the reason he's pro, right?
Yeah, he was committed to go to college.
University of Virginia. He was a hitting partner with practicing with Sinner, and Sinner said, "Hey, you're too good for this. Go to the pros."
Yeah,
and so he did.
It was cool watching him in Argentina because there were so many Brazilian fans. They were going nuts. It was his first tournament. He won it. They're a huge sports country, and they haven't had a player in a long time. So Andy Murray's like, oh, I can't wait to see Alcaraz. He's not close to Alcaraz. I'm sorry. Like, he's a great player and all, but Alcaraz was like winning like majors.
Yeah, man.
I think he's going to be good, but let's give him a couple years. Let's not, pencil him in yet.
Don't put him in as the U.S. Open finalist?
I mean, I just don't want him to be like, oh, there's so much pressure. The whole country is on me, and then he, like, falls apart or, he doesn't want to play tennis. That's what happens to these guys.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Kyrgios, like, all these guys.
Yeah. Name your tennis player who didn't live up to expectations.
So many.
We can think.
Felix.
Yeah, Felix and Chapo, they had really high
they're still good, and they're still young. But these guys were good when they're 19, and we pencil them in. That's why I just say chill a little bit. But he's exciting.
I mean, like you want to talk about a young player who was supposed to be the next Andy Roddick. Donald Young. Do you remember that name?
Donald Young, they had Jack Sock. They were really pushing. I mean, it's...
Yeah, but Sock actually felt he had some success. Young did not get very far.
Yeah, he's also 5'9".
Yeah, but
he was like
he
an
had
amazing
a lot,
junior player.
Yeah. It was, that's the thing, right?
I've seen him play multiple times, and he's nasty, and he lost the matches, but he looks so cool playing. He's lefty, he's got... Yeah, but he's tiny. You can't be that small and be, you know.
That's my move. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Anyways, last player we thought had some was on fire at the moment. What the heck is going on, Greek Spore, on that shot? Anyways, Mira Andreeva.
Yeah.
She's
She's legit. She's been in the top 20 for a while. She's the youngest player, the only teenager, I think, in the top 100 or something. I could be wrong.
Youngest woman to defeat 3 Grand Slam champions at a singles event since Sharapova in Wimbledon.
17.
17 years old.
I mean, that is super young. I mean, it's more common for the women, but even nowadays, it's not like it used to be with Monica Seles and Venus and Capriati. You know, they were all winning. That is like a lot less, but
I think the hot
both those two are bright future and pretty exciting players.
I think the hot take was Andreeva is better talent than the overrated Fonseca.
I don't think he's overrated. I just think let's not hype him up so much. Let's not put a lot of pressure on him. Let's not make him,
I agree.
People are talking like he's a top 5, like he's top 5, like he's gonna be there. Yeah, give him a few years. Same with Sinner. Like he came in, he lost a while, but he was good at 19, and then all of a sudden, a couple years later, with some spray on his hands.
Don't use his trainer. Don't use Sinner's trainer. So the WTA like changed their logo and had a marketing campaign about it.
What is this? Is just like a green logo? That says WTA. What? The other one was fine.
Yeah, that was the old logo.
That looked cool.
And then let me scroll. Then that's the new logo.
I mean, seriously? What's it called? Fiverr, where you go on and you can find someone to do like these project work for you. You can find a graphic artist to do a logo for your company. Like,
so
is that what they did? No, they probably paid someone like millions of dollars for WTA in green and white.
It's not, and they had a whole like
fashion show or something, right?
Yeah, they had all the players kind of like do these quick videos and a whole marketing campaign around it, and flashy videos, blah 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 blah. All the top pros. So I don't know.
I know marketing is important, and I feel like tennis is the best women's sport there is. I know basketball is becoming really popular with Clark, and W2A I think is mismanaged a little bit. I think it could be a little bit stronger, but we don't need a new logo, but maybe, what do we know? I mean, maybe they're running numbers on marketing, and it's like,
now is the time.
Yeah.
Hit the trigger on the campaign.
Yeah.
So we probably should have talked about this one during the Sunshine Double talk, but RacquetX. Did you see this? It's
this is a
conference festival of various racket sports. It's happening in Miami.
Okay.
During the weekend between the 2 weeks. And it's just all about tennis and padel and pickleball and badminton, and I don't know what to think about it. Did you look at what this was about? You got any Miami contacts?
It's just for businesses to network and have just like any type of business has a convention. So I think it's just around the tennis, but
and it looked like they don't want to restrict to just tennis. They want to do it to like any paddle sport,
racket sports they call it, right?
Any racket sport.
And so my friend in the winter in the Northeast at the tennis clubs, they call it paddle, and I think we talked about this.
Yep.
It's platform tennis. You're on a smaller court that's grippy. You have chicken wire that you're surrounded. It's doubles. There's only one serve. You don't get a second serve. And I think what people like about it is that it's easier to play, and then you're kind of never out of the point, because if it gets by you, you can hit it off the back wall.
Yeah, you can go off the wall, right? So
and then the other thing, when I played it once, is that you're used to overheads, just slamming overheads, and that doesn't translate there. It doesn't matter.
No, because you can go off the wall again, right? Yeah. So.
And then that padel is like it seems to be a similar version. They have plexiglass all around and like a deader ball, and that seems to be blowing up in Europe, and I don't know, maybe here, but we have one in Lakewood Ranch where we are. Maybe we have to check it out. I don't know.
Yeah, it's right at the airport called the Pad. So.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah. We'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think their social media account, and no, it's cool.
Yeah.
We'll try it out. Raducanu had a stalker.
Dude, I mean, this girl is like a young, really good-looking woman, and all these creepers. I think she went to court against this guy and other guys in the past, and then I think the issue was she was on court, and then she looked in the first row, and the guy's sitting there after he gave her like a creepy letter, came up to her in person and gave her a creepy letter. Mm-hmm. So they ejected him from the match, and
I guess it was in Dubai, right? And she kind of had a panic attack because she saw the guy who had been stalking her in the crowd, and it's just wild. And I thought she had
given the WTA a heads up, like, this guy's a creep, blah blah blah. So they were kind of on the lookout, but obviously not well enough. And she's like hiding behind the umpire's chair.
Yeah,
I don't know how you play a match after that.
Yeah, it's
how do you concentrate on the ball, like?
And I think she got asked that question. I think she lost, right? She lost at Indian Wells early, and she got asked that question, are you still... And she said, are you still affected by that? And she said, no, I don't remember exactly what she said. But she didn't want this to be the focus or an excuse, which I get that. She's
still young, and, like, she seems like a good player, but talk about hype, and, like, you know...
And I guess Iga had a similar incident. She had spoke up when this first happened.
I'm sure they
back
all
in 22.
They're all like high profile and good looking women, young women. They have all these guys that like think that they're gonna marry them and have a life together. It's not funny. It's kind of scary.
It's very scary.
We can't relate, you know.
No, I don't understand how anyone could think that way, but the world's a big place, and people. All right, so something a little more positive and interesting. Did you see Danimal has merch out?
Oh, so this was she was getting booed in Australia, and then she won the match because she was playing in Australia, and then she was just talking trash like, "Hey, you guys all booed me, but all your ticket prices goes to my prize money."
So now she's got merch. It says "Play tennis, cash checks, repeat."
Okay.
And she's selling these in Indian Wells.
And she's got the thing where she kisses her. She blows a kiss and touches her butt.
It's funny.
That's cool.
I love her. I love Danimal. I love Daniel Collins. I'm all about it.
Yes.
I know people probably may get turned off by her bravado, but I don't care.
She doesn't take shit.
I love it. All right, court to camera. There's not a lot happening. I know there was like this Nadal documentary. It's supposed to have a Netflix,
but
I don't know
when it's coming out, right?
And then Alcaraz is supposed to have one, but again, no release date. So I went back to an old documentary called Love Means Zero. You watched this about Nook Bilteri. Yeah. It was originally on Showtime. I remember watching this probably about the same time it came out back in 2017.
Okay. I've seen it. I think it just tells the whole story. He has a book. He's a local legend. We live in Sarasota. He's lived here for a while. I think he used to hang out at Boca a lot. And
I mean, he had his academy. So many great players: Agassi, Sampras, Courier. Capriati, I think.
Yeah. So I met
Sellers,
him
Yeah.
at the Miami Open.
Oh, nice.
And, his health was deteriorating. He
Yeah.
probably looked a lot older because he was in the sun most of his life. And he was a real skinny guy, so it was like...
He passed not too long
They
ago,
have
so,
these
yeah.
booths when you go to these tournaments in the Miami Open. So one would be a bunch of rackets. Like we can go and buy like a Wilson Clash or something. And then he was in like one of these booths, like promoting his book. And
Oh,
there was
nice.
No one in there, no one going up to him.
So you went in?
like, all right, I gotta go up to him. This guy's like kind of famous and stuff. So
Yeah.
like, we just kind of chatted a little bit about tennis, and he asked me about where I lived, and he was cool.
Nice. But seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah, but it's interesting. He was the first guy to do academies. He started the IMG Academy, which is this huge facility. He wound up selling to the IMG. But,
Right, yeah, it was Bolletary Academy.
Yeah, Bolletary Academy.
Out in Longboat Key.
That's
where it was.
Andre Agassi.
Yep. There's a resort there now, where that thing used to be.
Sharapova, Jim Courier, everyone went to him. Monica Seles. I think Serena was there a little bit.
I thought she was more somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
I don't think she was at this one.
Or Venus, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think either one of them. But that predates.
I think
him
he
a little bit.
had like 6 or 7 wives or something like that.
Oh, really?
He had like an interesting life. He
Definitely had an interesting life. It's worth the watch. It's
Yeah.
see
Where can they find it?
I think it's on
Amazon Prime?
It's on. You can rent it on Amazon Prime, and I think if you have Paramount Plus, you can stream it.
Definitely
So,
a good
yeah.
watch.
Good watch. All right, Average Joe's local tennis. A few events coming up. You've heard this Madsen's match. It's a charity
Yeah.
event. It's down in Fort Myers, but in the past, so Madsen was born in 2004. She had an inoperable tumor in her brainstem. Annual treatment and plans and monitor status. So she developed an allergy to chemo treatments, unfortunately. So 2017, her tumor is stable and no signs for growth. So that's good news. The charity itself has raised over $1.2 million to benefit national and Southwest Florida-based pediatric and adult cancer treatment charities, which is awesome. So this event is happening next weekend, March 15th and 16th at the Landings Golf and Tennis down in Fort Myers. They have an auction, a Legends Camp and Pro-Am, and then it's an exo. So like in the past, they had, I hate to say bigger stars. So they had the Bryan brothers used to do it all the time. Opelka's played it. Query's played it. Tommy Paul, Jeannie Bouchard. I think this year,
Was it Dennis Kudla or something?
Kudla and Ryan Harrison. And then there's Luke, the Jensen brothers, Luke and Murphy. Don Johnson, not that Don Johnson. Randy Sanchez Vicario and Emilio Sanchez are going to be there. I don't know if it's probably a doubles thing too, but so that's happening. The Joey Gratton is that's a charity tournament. Anyone can play.
Okay.
It's all doubles.
All right.
So that's coming up the end of the month.
Maybe I'll have to do that. You've asked me the last couple of years.
Yeah, there's several events. I think I played with Sean last year. So yeah, and I think me and Ryan played the year before. Didn't get very far.
Maybe you and I gotta enter.
All right, cool. Hi, I got a little buddy right now. Hi, you're gonna help me.
So Sarasota Open is gonna be at Sarasota.
It's if you go to the website, they have all the details. It's gonna be at SSC,
I can't
man.
believe it's gonna be at this place.
All right, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be SSC. So
That's in
April 6th to the 13th. The schedule's kind of developing. I know you noticed there's like a members day. I assume that's early in the schedule. Let me look here.
Well, we'll have to go, definitely. 1 or 2 nights.
Yeah, Kids Day, Sarasota Sports Club.
So this is a challenger in our town.
Okay, so it's the Tuesday, April 8th. So it's early in the tournament. Basically first
Coconut
round.
won it last year, but they have some. Curious has won it. Big Flo has won it.
Okay, got it. So, and they're looking for volunteers, and there are a ton of positions open for this. Everything from ball crew to communications, court maintenance, facilities management, floaters, food and beverage, medical first aid, merchandising, national anthem singers. You got that voice? Parking attendants, player services. You can. Didn't you do that for Miami Open?
Yeah.
You player services.
I drove them from the hotel to the court, and
there you
from
go.
The airport to their hotels.
Well, you can reprieve your your previous glory and do this at the Challenger.
I don't think they're sponsored by Lexus. I don't think I'll have my own Lexus.
Yeah, and then so that's kind of cool that they got a bunch of positions out here that for you. And I think
it's just an older club that like the facilities are really not top notch. So
no, but they're pouring money to see. They're pouring money into it.
Even getting in there, there's a guard gate to get in because it's a residential community.
Yeah, it's a gated community, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting. Oh, they want my computer, so we will do without that. We'll go. I guess I should have had it plugged in. Go off the notes on the phone.
Edit.
This is where we leagues are starting soon. If you feel the urge to get your USTA on, you're in the Sarasota area. So March 24th through June/July is when they'll start. 18 and over adults starting on Saturdays, 40 and over women on weekdays, various days, 18 and over tri-level. So basically you have 3 levels, right? And
I sent it. They
and then 18 and over.
I've tried this before in the past. I'm down to join a team, so they want me to fill out a form and everything. So I'm gonna fill it out. I'm gonna see what happens, but
I feel like
40 and over.
Your best bet.
I want to play singles 40 and over, but I feel like that's not even gonna happen. What they do is there's like someone that works for the USTA like in this area, and then they try to like get a captain to take you on the team.
I feel like that's more of a long. I feel like that's a long shot more than anything.
We'll see how far they are. If there's a local team, I'm down with it, but
yeah,
we'll see.
All right. Yeah. So USTA leagues are coming soon.
I'm in Ultimate.
You're in Ultimate.
0-2.
Okay. Nice. How'd your UTR go?
I don't know what's going on with that. I was 3-1, and 3 of the matches that I won were not competitive.
No.
They were like a level below me, and then the one I
sucks.
lost was really a fun match. Obviously, the guy was better; he beat me, but we were pretty evenly matched.
Okay.
I thought there was some kind of prize and championship, but
Nothing. Because
I charge $40 for 4 matches, where the other one is the same amount of money, and I'm getting at least 6 matches, sometimes 8, and then a playoff. Yeah, and they're pushing the joint to do it again.
Yeah, there's another one.
I don't think I'm gonna do
That's
it.
just started. It's March 5th through April 8th.
Yeah.
I'm like, already? I feel like you just finished that other one.
So I don't know. Maybe I'll message the guy and see what's going on, but I haven't heard anything. But
okay.
I joined it because I want to get a UTR number.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to.
It wasn't a great experience for me.
But you did have a winning record with it, or?
Yeah, but the match, I would rather have a losing match.
Oh, because of your level, yeah, who you played.
The guys were not even close. I won one match 6-0, 6-1 or something.
Oh, yeah, so that wasn't very competitive.
No.
I get it. All right.
Ultimate's been competitive. I thought I was going to win it. I'm lost 2 matches. The guys were better than me. I'm playing Sunday, and I have a pretty good record against the guys, so we'll see.
Cool. I've just been doing USTA. I've played 4
You guys have been winning, right?
matches. I think we're tied for second right now. I'm playing for the Sarasota Sports Club team.
Okay.
40 and over.
3-5, 40 and over.
Okay. The Pain team is like really good. Like their records, they beat almost everybody right now. So I don't think we're gonna get much farther than that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's only a couple matches left. There's this weekend, and then just the next 2 Saturdays, and then that's it. And I don't know what happens after that. I know they're not gonna do just this. Hey, who wants to play the next league? They're gonna do some like internal league, and then draft probably the best players for that next one. I don't know.
I gotta figure out. I would like it. The team concept seems fun. I did it once and it was mixed. You know, I'm not doing mixed anymore.
You need a lot for a team, man. You need so the format in 14 over is 3 doubles and 1 singles, and I think in the 8, so you know that's what 2, 4, 6. You need 7 players at a time, and not everyone's available. I mean, our team alone is like 14 guys.
They also had the option where you just play on weekends.
Yeah, this is a Saturday one.
Yeah.
So yeah, most of these are like. So like the 18 and over is a Saturday league, and it's 2 singles and 3 doubles lines. So 2, 4. Yeah, it's like 8 players you need, right? 8 players at for each Saturday. Not everyone's going to be available every Saturday, so that's.
I'll see. I would like to meet new people, get on a team, and we'll see. When I moved here, I looked into it, and it was like, yeah, there's a team up in St. Pete. It was like not close. It was like Bradenton, and I think you tell me. I know you have the experience. Like usually, there's 1 week one day during the week where everyone gets together and practices.
I mean, it's really up to the team.
Okay.
Right.
And
Like
then
I've never practiced with this team.
Right.
It's like who can play this week, and then we play. I've captained.
The format is just the normal match, best out of 3 sets, or what's
Yeah. USTA rules say 2 out of 3, and then a 10-point tiebreaker for a third. And
so there's no 3 sets.
yeah, there's no real third set.
Okay.
Yeah. So and yeah, that's
We played each other. You had me
I
5-1.
had you 5-1, and you ended up winning a tiebreak.
The best you've played in a long time.
Yeah, I guess that singles ladder's helping, huh?
Definitely improving.
Yeah,
but there was a questionable call on my end. That's why I wanted you to review the tape.
Oh, I'm not that far into it.
Okay.
Look, I just started editing it this morning just to... Hi.
But a lot of the points I was giving you that you weren't calling out on me.
Oh, okay. Was I calling them out on you? Or
No, you weren't calling him out. Like, that was out, and I would just stop playing.
All right.
But then you had match point. Well, not match point, set point.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And I called it late.
Okay. I'm
pretty
honestly
sure
don't
it was
remember.
out. That's what I want to say.
I'm at the point where you're coming back in the edit, so maybe we'll have to look at it.
All right.
I'm at the point where you're at 5-4, 5-3 or 5-4
There's some
or in
controversy
the edit.
there.
Yeah, but it depends on which side. Was I on the far side of the camera? I don't know.
I was on the side away from Publix towards.
So my camera was like on the closer to public side, so facing towards like the basketball court. So
I was on the basketball court side.
okay, so I probably wouldn't have
It was
caught
a deuce side. I think it was 40-15 or something.
I wouldn't have probably seen it in the camera because my camera's on the other side.
Okay.
We'll look.
It's not. I thought it was out. I think I'm pretty generous with the calls, but
Yeah, you're not bad about the calls. And honestly, I don't care. I mean, I'm just happy to hit.
you played well.
Yeah. So you got a pet peeve or?
Okay. My pet peeve is music on the court. Leave the speaker at home. I mean, come on. This is not. I know golf. It's becoming more. You know, you're in the cart. You're by yourself. You're not disturbing other people. You're turning the music down while you're hitting. I go to this public court, and they're just blasting crappy pop music next to me. They were cool. I said, turn it down.
Was it Taylor Swift at least, or no?
I don't know what it was, but it was not. Even if it was like cool
I have no idea.
music, I just. The whole point is like a little concentration, silence, just being out in nature. I don't. Keep your music off the courts.
That's a public court thing, though, more than anything, right?
Yes.
Well, unless you're next to a.
But your club has this cardio tennis, or what is it? Triples.
Unless you're doing.
I don't know what
next,
that is, where they're blasting
Yeah.
crappy 80s music or something.
I've never done triples. I hear it's fun.
Yeah.
You have 6 people, 3 people. You can have a bunch of people on each side
So
of the
my
court.
pet peeve is no music. Let's keep it quiet. You have one?
I'm still laughing about the music thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Pet peeve. We talked about this, and I kind of share this one. When you're playing against someone, you're the receiver, and you return the ball normal, but it's out, and then the server's mad because you returned the ball and didn't just let it fly by you out.
Right. That's annoying, especially when they hit it hard and it's at you, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? And then two, sometimes you just overreact and you're just kind of hitting it out of frustration.
Well, sometimes I just kind of, I'm gonna be ready to hit it as if normal, and if it's out, right? I'm not gonna, unless it's blatantly out. Maybe I could like, okay, I'm not gonna like hit it like normal,
Right.
and I might just hit it back anyways. I don't know. I've only had that very few times, and it's kind of crazy when you see that person get all bent out of shape, like, why do you keep hitting the ball back?
Yeah.
Do you get that a lot? Or recently? Did you get it recently?
No.
Okay.
No. It does get annoying. I'll give you one or two a match, but if it starts getting all the time, I don't get pissed. It's just like, it's a pet peeve. It's annoying.
It's annoying.
I got
Yeah,
another
for sure.
one.
Oh.
So you buy balls, I buy balls. We always have balls.
Yeah.
Fresh cans of balls.
Yeah.
And I think you and I are good, but whenever we play with friends, you and I are the only ones with the balls. Whenever I ask someone to play, no one else has balls. It's always, we're using my balls. Bring balls. Doesn't have to be every time, right?
Yeah, people don't bring tennis balls.
No. They don't
You're
even think about it.
Some people are worse than others, but yeah, it is kind of annoying. Okay, we got to end on a good note. We can't end on complaining about like pet peeves. So what's a happy thing or a good note we can end this podcast on?
Cardio. You don't like cardio? You play tennis, you get the cardio in, and you're not thinking about cardio.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. The cardio's good. Yeah. Nah, keep going. Give me another one. We might end that one out.
It's the friendships and the relationships. We wouldn't know each other without tennis.
Yeah, the relationships.
Most of my friends I've met through tennis. You know, I moved to Florida. I'm not from this area.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely get into some interesting friend groups and personalities in tennis.
Yeah.
That could easily turn into a pet peeve and grave if you let it, but we'll stop.
In general, everyone's super cool. It's not like you're...
everyone's cool. And
I would say 95, 99%.
Yeah.
You get a few instances, but...
People are people. You're going to get instances. But
and then, we've all been salty when we're not playing well or losing and done something embarrassing. I have. I mean, I've always apologized, but, you know, I don't hold it against someone.
We played a funny story about people getting salty. So I don't know why you're doing that second camera, but whatever. I was playing USTA last weekend and we didn't do great. But our singles line, everyone was done except for our singles line. Zoe hung out till he was almost finished. He was like in a middle second set. And he won that. Scoreline was like 5-7, 6-1, and then he won the tiebreak, right? So it was close first set, killed him in the second set. Now, the guy on our team, he's not a big hitter. I don't know if he's not a pusher, but
Do I know who he is?
No, I don't think you know Steve. But he's a wall. He gets everything, and he gets everything back. It doesn't put a lot of power on it, but he gets everything back.
Right.
I don't know if I'd classify that as a pusher per se, because he's not moonballing in. He's just getting everything back. He's a freaking backboard.
Okay.
That can get frustrating.
Of course.
Right? No matter how hard you try, and then you tighten up. So the guy on the other team in Laura Oaks, he was getting mad, like really mad. Like he was mad when he lost that second set, 6-1. He was, after being that close in the first, takes his racket.
Shut up, smash.
Dish. I should have took a picture. He smashed it was a clash. Like, yeah, he's like, and there's a trash can right by the
$50 racket.
He just threw it on the side and like, that racket was shit.
Well, You're a member at that club. I'm sure you get some money.
Just hilarious. Like we finished our match. They were in the middle of playing. I just sat and I didn't know, like, I was sitting in the seat right next to all this shit. So after he does that and then he walks over next to me, I'm like, hey, buddy. Thanks for watching, guys. See you at the next time.